Yo, what's up everyone, and welcome to episode 6 of Mundo's news program. I'm recording this on May 10th, 2023. I'm your host, Mundo Carrillo. I hope you guys are doing well. Me, I'm doing better. I was actually planning on doing an episode last week, but caught the COVID, man. It got me. The COVID finally got me. I avoided it this whole time, dog. This whole time, 3 years. I didn't get it, and I finally got it, and I don't know, wasn't so bad, I guess. I was super achy. That was like the worst part. It was like my legs, and sometimes like my upper body like really hurt. Like when I would sneeze or cough, like my shoulder would really hurt, which was weird. And I like partially lost my taste. I didn't like fully lose it. It was weird. Like the back of my tongue had taste, but like the front of my tongue didn't. So it was only like a partial loss. It was still fucking weird though. I don't know. I didn't like that. But I got it back. I feel good. I'm like feeling like a little fatigued still, but overall I'm feeling better. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. So I'm doing a lot better. You know who isn't doing so hot right now is Representative George Santos of New York. He's the representative from a district that covers part of Long Island and Queens. And today he was slapped with 13 federal counts, including 7 counts of wire fraud, 3 counts of money laundering, 1 count of theft of public funds, and 2 counts of lying to the House of Representatives on financial forms. So this guy's been a whole saga for a while. He's a brand new freshman representative. He's only 34 years old, but I remember hearing about him back in January because he had really embellished his resume and pretty much his whole background was a lie. You know, his educational background, just a lot of the things he said about himself while on the campaign trail turned out not to be true. So there was that. And there were calls even back then for him to resign, for him to step down from Congress just because he was I guess a proven liar at that point. And, who could trust a guy who has been proven to be a liar? But yeah, so there was that. But yeah, there are new charges coming out. There's some unemployment fraud. Apparently, allegedly, he lied about being unemployed in the summer of 2020 and received more than $24,000 in benefits going from that summer through to the next spring. And he wasn't eligible for those benefits because, allegedly, at the time he was working for a Florida investment firm and therefore was employed. So can't collect unemployment, you know. He did plead not guilty to all the charges and said he will not resign. He vowed to not resign, said he's going to fight the charges. Said it was a witch hunt. Actually, it's becoming a popular word these days among politicians who get charged with crimes. It's a witch hunt. Hunting witches out here like if we're fucking, I don't know. I think this is Salem in the 1600s. Anyways, he was released on a $500,000 bond, so he's out and about. He's not in custody or anything. So I believe he could still be representative. He's not on his committees. I believe he did step down from all his committees, so not much you could do is sit around and vote, I guess. But still, I mean, that's power. You know, that's more power than the rest of us have. Yeah, no, this kind of broke out today. So I was reading the story about about his charges, about the indictment. I didn't read the indictment. I was reading up on the Washington Post and the New York Times. Let's see what else they say about him. He used tens of thousands of dollars that was raised from his campaign to buy designer clothes and pay off debts. It just seems like he's really involved in a lot of financial improprieties, going back to his time with these investment companies. A lot of those were, I think one of them was, the government said it was basically running like a Ponzi scheme, like a classic Ponzi scheme. So this guy, I mean, he's just kind of known, his reputation's tarnished. He's known as a liar. He might be a fraudster. He might have been actually committing crimes, defrauding people, allegedly. We'll see. I don't know. The evidence seems like it might be kind of strong. So I see this one maybe ending in some kind of a plea deal or guilty verdict. I see it ending with the guilty verdict, whether that's a plea deal or he actually goes to a trial rather. So yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think. And I don't know, I've been meaning to talk about this guy for a while, just because I think it's so funny to me. There's all the lies and stuff. And people, I don't understand people who tell lies that can easily be disproved, you know? Like, you know who comes to mind? Remember Brian Williams from NBC News? He said that he was in a helicopter in, I think, Iraq or Afghanistan, like covering the war, and the helicopter got shot down, and he lived, and all this. It was like mayhem. It was like a crazy fucking action movie or something, you know? And that came out that it was not true. And first off, he's a journalist, so the irony there, right, is hilarious. And just the fact that he thought he can get away with it is really absurd. It's like, dude, of course you're going to get made, man. Like, people are going to be like, no, you weren't on that helicopter, or no, that helicopter did not get shot down, or whatever. It would just be so easy to disprove it. And so this George Santos guy, it just seems like the same thing of like, dude, how'd you think you would get away with all this, with all these lies, man? You know, I think I might want to do a whole takeout on him. Maybe an entire episode about Santos, because he's very interesting. He's good. He's lied about everything, it seems like. And he seems like he comes from a very big, Long Island and Queens, that seems a very big district, like population-wise, and also, that's from the biggest area. New York City is the biggest city in the country, so it's a big-time area over there, a lot of influence. So, I'm always fascinated how people are able to just fraud their way into things, like Elizabeth Holmes, right? I talked about a lot about Elizabeth Holmes on this podcast, the Theranos founder who raised millions upon millions of dollars and just absolutely had nothing to show for it. She just kept duping people out of millions. It's nuts how people can do this. I'm very fascinated. So I don't know. I might do something on George Santos just because I'm completely glossing over everything right now. I'm not being specific at all, because there's a lot to his whole story and now about this indictment. And I just think it's interesting. So I might do a bigger take on him. More to come. Okay, guys, I think that's pretty much all I want to talk about this week. Like I said, I'm still kind of getting over the COVID thing, still kind of getting over that fatigue. You know what I mean? So hopefully I'll be back stronger next week. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you to the Patreon supporters, Daniel, Tony, Andres, and Emily. I really appreciate you guys. All right, guys, until next time, my name is Mundo, and I'm out. Peace.